Out among the stars I sail, way beyond the moon. In my silver ship I sail, a dream that ended too soon. And now I know exactly who I am and what I'm here for. You are a toy you can't fly, and I will go sailing no more. But no, it can't be true. I can fly if I wanted to, like a bird in the sky. If I believe I could fly, well, I'll fly to infinity and beyond. Clearly, I will go sailing no more. Uh, Toy Story, I think, part one. When I was a kid, when I was a kid, I was, I was a kid. Yeah. 12, 10, 12, 12 years old, maybe? I don't remember. 13? I don't know. But I was younger whenever that movie came out. And I remember Buzz Lightyear. Uh, he was, he was a character that stood out. I mean, all the characters had their own, their own flair, their own little, uh, you know, spice to them. But Buzz Lightyear stood out to me, one of the most, because I saw things. I saw Buzz Lightyear. I learned later on down the line when in my walk with the Father, that there was a lot to Buzz Light, to the character, the storyline of the character of Buzz Life that I resonated with, and and it was like, you know we're born right into this world, and before the Father starts showing us what His purpose is and what His kingdom is all about, we have our own understanding and our own dreams and our own, like Buzz Lightyear. He was dressed up as a galactic, uh outer space galactic soldier. He's built for outer space battle, something super important. He's like, he's under the premise that this is what his purpose is, in the story and in the movie, right? And we see how he comes to the point of realizing, after a while, realizing that indeed Woody, his good buddy Woody, was right. He was just a toy. But that's, oh man, there's so much biblical, uh, parallels here with that teaching, with that movie. So he realizes, oh man, he was made in Taiwan. Basically, his paradigm shattered. His understanding of what he thought he was built for, based upon the abilities placed on him from creation. Uh, he thought that that's who he really was. But then he realizes the truth, the higher truth, right? And we know it's a movie. It's like it's make believe movie where toys have souls, and but we see that even though Buzz Lightyear thought that he was so important, that him being a intergalactic soldier, a spaceman was a very, very important job. He comes to realize that he really, in fact, isn't that at all. And then down the line, he realizes that even more important of a job it was for him to be the toy that he was created to be from the very beginning, a toy that would bring joy to that boy, right? That was his original intended purpose, to be the toy that would be utilized to bring joy to a young boy, right? And the joy that a joy that can't be replaced, from the love that you receive from being utilized as what your intended purpose actually is. But Buzz didn't know that. Buzz didn't know that, right? He was like, he thought because he was dressed a certain way, the moment he woke up after he was created, he thought, this is my identity. He didn't understand that he was a toy. And there's so much to learn there, man, so much to learn there. So I always remember Buzz Lightyear, and I always remember that clip, that part of the movie where he realizes that he's just a toy. And it's heartbreaking, because it's heartbreaking to realize that everything you thought you were, everything that you thought you were actually built for, was all pretend. It was made believe, only to surpass that pain and get to the realization of the actual reason why you were created. Oof, man, those are heavy ears, bro. Those are heavy ears. So, freaking Toy Story. Freaking Toy Story, bro. Buzz Lightyear, bro. He was a soldier, bro. He was a soldier. But you know what? He fought for something far more important than intergalactic, whatever. He was fighting for love. He was fighting for the love of a boy, in that movie. It's like there's so much there, bro. There's so much to unpack there. It's the simplest things, man. Simplest things. So we miss on on the day to day hustle and bustle, because we're so caught up in our own ways, and in the way that we've always done it, in the way that. So, yeah, yeah, we're made for far more than we perceive. Just a plain sight. Just not even just a plain sight. We're made for far more than what our own logic and our own perception allows for us to see. And you will never see what you were truly made for until you put down your own abilities and your own perception of things, and you lay all that down on the table in front of your creator and ask him to show you what you were really created for. And and, and you come to find that the answers are in that book. Can you believe it? And I know a lot of folks. I, so in this chapter of my life, I've met folks that read and go a lot by the Old Testament, and a lot of folks that say that, yeah, we're saved by grace, but by their fruits you will know them. Amen, amen, amen. Right? By their fruits you will know them, and we are saved by grace and not by our works, so that no one may boast. Amen, amen. But they're still practicing the old ways without comprehending, without a true revelation of the Spirit of the Father, and comprehending how it is that we are saved by grace, how Yeshua came to fulfill the law and not to abolish it. We say that, we memorize that, but we don't comprehend how it is that Yeshua aligns the fulfillment of the law without abolishing it. We don't comprehend that. So we think that what it means is just go do the labor, and that's it. And yes, there's labor to be made, but Yeshua was trying to guide us towards the kingdom of the Father, not towards the kingdoms of men. If you read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, every parable, every chance that Jesus got, that Yeshua got to teach his disciples and those that were with him, that would follow him, he started like this. The kingdom of heaven is like. The kingdom of heaven is like the sower. The kingdom of heaven is like the prodigal son. The kingdom of heaven is like every single. I didn't see Yeshua, recruiting disciples to start his carpentry business. Uh, I saw him. He was a businessman, but he was about his father's business. Man, those have ears, bro. Those have ears. But yeah, that's the hard part of being a called, a chosen one, because it's just like Jesus had to go through it. We got to go through it, and it's a tear down of our flesh. It's a tear down of our flesh on a daily basis. Oh man, those first few years, 5, 7, first 10 years of me walking with the Father, it was painful. It was painful because he was detaching me, closing doors that needed to be closed, and tearing off my flesh, uh, indoctrinations and programmings, and it was painful, man. It was painful because you're born thinking you're one thing. You're born thinking that this is your purpose without the Father. That you're made for this and that and the other, and you are a product. Most of us become a product of our environment, right? And when we end up realizing, once the Father steps in and the Spirit starts to show us things, oh, I see what's truly valuable now. Yeah. Yep. Quick one today, boys and gals. Thank you for watching. Remember to like my shit. I still have that other video that didn't go through, and I'm still gonna make that one. But the Father, I felt like I was gonna give some time between. It was an amazing video with no sound, but I'm still gonna make that video. But the Father today gave me some refreshment, something to ease the burn, you know, and Buzz Lightyear came to my head, and I was like, yeah, and he reminded me of that because I memorized that song from that clip in that movie, and it always stuck with me. It was something like, beyond like the emotions that scene can evoke for a child, and in the fantasy, especially if you have a big imagination like I do, and the fantasy of the movie, aside from that, there was always something about that clip, that touched me, and when I was older, and the Father, woke me up to things. That's when I realized the similarities there, and in my path, in my walk, and what the Father's process was with me, and still is. But yep, that's all I got for now, boys and gals. Bless you guys. Have a great Sunday and all that jazz. And remember, be grateful every single second of your life. Be grateful. And something Jarrett from Guns and Gadgets, I think is Jarrett. He always says, tell your loved ones that you love them and hug them because basically tomorrow's never promised. I always like that he says that. I always like he says that. He's a good dude. I met him once. I can tell he's a good dude. A little too caught up in the whole left versus right thing, but he has a humble heart. I can tell. Anyway, shalom.